Hello world, and welcome to the Mecca of Mastery TV. I am your host Mecca. If it is your mission to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life, you're in the right place. On this episode of Mecca Masteries TV, we are speaking about personal development, spiritual development. The topic of this video is how your childhood wounds and traumas affect you. Let's get straight into the video. So most of us have had situations in our lives, especially as children, that first of all, we can't control. Second of all, that happened to us and they left a very negative impact on us. At least that's how we feel. For example, when I was younger, I was molested. I was raped. My parents were incarcerated. I felt like I lost my mother. She wasn't in my life at those times where I couldn't understand what I was going through. I was between those ages of like 8 and 10 years old, where I felt like I was liking boys and my body was changing, my hormones and all of this. I didn't know, and I didn't have her there, her comfort. So I felt very, very, very lost. And it was a traumatic event for me. I lost my dad, and he died when I was 13 years old. I became an alcoholic at 14 years old. I became promiscuous and started selling my body at 16 years old. And I became an exotic dancer at 17 years old and danced for 7 years. And it's so much that goes on, but my childhood, this is what was happening to me. Losing virginity at 11 years old, just crazy. And so at these moments in my life, you know, I didn't really realize how much they had an effect on me, an impact on my life until I got older. See, what happens is the things that happen to us, we grow up, and instead of healing them, we put a Band-Aid over it, and we just act like it never happened. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to face it. And then we get in life when we're an adult and we don't realize why things are not working out how we believe they should in our life. And what I have realized is most of all the issues I have in my present life, in my adult life, is because of what happened to me as a child. See, what happened to you as a child, you cannot go back and undo it. You cannot. It's complete. It's finished. It is done. It is done. It happened. It's done. But just because it happened and it's done, it's not done within you. That does not mean it's not still alive within you. And this is the problem. Most people, they grow up, they get older, they grow in terms of physical, but they don't grow mentally, metaphorically, spiritually. So even though you are getting older, you're not growing up because you still have something that's still alive within you, that child that is still searching for healing. Until you face it, until you come face to face with it, of what happened to you, and you dissect it, and you accept it, and you forgive it, you will not be able to move forward in your life and reach the true potential that you know you can and be very abundant in every area in your life. And I say this for example. I realized that everything that was happening to me in my life when I was a child, and because I didn't face it and try to understand it and forgive the people that happened with those situations, for example, people that molested me and that raped me and that was involved, like these men when I was 16 years old, and the traumatic events and the sexual experiences, you know, until I forgave those people, I could not free myself. I still had burdens, and they reflected in relationships and the way I live my life and my outcomes in my present life. So for example, because my dad left me at the age of 13, he didn't leave me because he passed away at the age of 13. Apparently I still have some problems because I'm talking about he left me. He didn't. He passed away. Because I lost him at the age of 13, I began to search for a father figure. So I began to be in relationships with men who were 20 times as that were way older than me, because they reminded me of a father figure. And also because of what happened to me in my sexual experience when the traumatic events from the molestation and being raped and things like that. When I became to come into my present relationships, that was not flowing. The sex part of my relationships was not flowing because I did not feel worthy because of what happened to me. And until I went back and faced it, till I became that child again and let go of that, I was not able, then I was free. I was free. But until I did that, I was just living with those burdens. And most people don't realize that what happened to them is still affecting them today. It reflects in your character, how you act, how you operate in life, in the relationships that you have. You are still holding on to something. Something is still maneuvering and just permeating in your body and your soul, and you don't realize it. It has a hold over you. And until you let it go and release it, you will not evolve and become who you know you could become or wish to become. So how do you do this? What helped me was an experience and an exercise that I did. And what I had learned to do is to sit in silence. This is why I love meditation so much. And most people look at meditation as what? I can't sit in silence. What is that going to do for me? But you got to think about it. Everything that you are having issues with is inside of you. It's not outside of you. It's inside of you. So if you don't go within, if you don't have some type of way of going within, how are you going to let it go? So what I done was I went inside myself and I had to face myself from the inside. Not try to fix everything outside of myself, because nothing outside is going to be fixed until everything inside is in alignment. It's fixed. Only thing outside of yourself, the way that you look, the job that you're at, the people that you have in your life, where you live, how you operate, how you speak, how you talk, how you dress, that is only a result of everything that's inside of you. And if it looks a mess on the outside, it's because the inside is a mess. So in order to change everything on the outside of yourself, you have to change everything on the inside. So it's a process of first going in, closing your mind off, getting in silence, sitting down somewhere on the chair, flat on, the bed, laying down, in silence, dark, maybe, whatever, in the sun, just with yourself. Go in, visualize that experience. But when you visualize the experience, don't just look at it. Go into it with no expectations. No expectations. Don't feel like, scared by it. Don't feel overpowered by it. Don't feel like something, just no expectations. Look at it from every angle. From a wise point of view, this is what I had to do. For example, when I was molested, I went back into that situation. I remember those moments, and I went back and I looked at it from every angle. We were in a building where it was 12 basically apartments, and my dad rented out this whole building where he sold drugs out of. And my cousin that was selling drugs for him, where there were people that was on drugs running in and out the building, and rats and roaches and cats and things like that. And it was in a very low vibrational place. It was in the ghetto, and there were people in there doing drugs, selling drugs, and coming in and out. And the person that was doing the molesting to me he just lost his mother, and his father was not in his life, and nobody was getting attention, and he was searching for something. And then once I started to look at the whole situation, instead of me feeling like I was the victim, I started to realize that because I was in that situation, I was really not the victim. I was a character that played a role in that situation. I was able to just perceive it in a different way. Instead of feeling like you was a victim and something happened to you, no. Life give everybody a certain type of experience that is not pleasant. Everybody has a certain character to play in a fighting game or a fighting movie. If you go and look at a movie and it's all the bad guys, you get what I'm saying? Everybody's in the movie fighting. You know what I'm saying? You got the bad guy, Spider-Man, or somebody come in and shooting all the people down. But if you look around the room, everybody's in there fighting. Everybody is fighting. Nobody's just the victim. It's just a different character that everybody played at that time. But if you perceive it in a certain way in your life and you send it love, you have to go back and send that child, that situation, and everybody that was in that situation love and forgive them. Because guess what? I learned that people that done things to me, right? Hold on. I'm about to hit you on your head. People that done things to me that was unpleasant to my soul, or people that had people that done unpleasant things to them in their soul. And just like me, I'm trying to search how to please my soul. These people are trying to do the same thing, only with the knowledge and the resources that they have. once I realized that, I was able to forgive and let it go. You gotta let it go. We are waiting so long for people to come back and apologize to us, what happened to us in our traumatic events, what happened to us as a child. It's not gonna happen. The only person that needs to apologize to you is yourself. You have to do it. That's why we grow and you go different stages in life. The child that you were, you are an adult now, that's another person. You have to go back and apologize to the child for feeling like that, for going through that, for putting the child through that, to release that. Release that because it's still something there. Even though you're a grown person, your body is taller, you are still a child in reality because you still are living with that type of feeling, that scaredness, without letting it go. You're still living like that. So you as an adult have to go back into the child and say, look, hold the child's hand. Pray with the child. Tell the child I love you. Send the child love. Give the child healing. That's how you let it go. And once you look at certain things and you perceive them differently in your life, because in reality, everything that happens to us happens for a reason. There's no accident in this universe. It's no coincidence, even though it seems like a coincidence, but it's not. Because everything that happens to us really happens to us for a reason, because for some reason we get better. We never really get worse. If you're still breathing and you had things that happened to you and you made it out of that, you got better. You're not getting worse. So what happened to you, appreciate it, but perceive it in a different way. You have to go back and look at your traumas and what happened to you as a different perception. And once you go and you feed it love and you write it out, write to yourself, journal, meditate, go and spend time with yourself and get close to your thoughts, you will remove those bricks from your life. You are walking around where it feels like bricks are weighing down on you and you don't feel free, you don't feel light. And until you remove that, you will never be able to feel free and free yourself from all the burdens and traumas and things that happen to you. That is how you heal yourself. And once you heal yourself, then you can become free. And who knows what you will become. And if you need help with this, to start with this, I will be happy to help you. I'm offering you one-on-one coaching. Just email me at meccabookings@gmail.com and make sure that you like and you subscribe to this video and to my channel. And send this video to someone you love, because sharing is caring. And we always say here at Mecca Mastery TV, we encourage you to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life. So you go out into the world, you kick a whole lot of action. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything, because you can do whatever you put your mind to. I'm sending my love, my peace, and gratitude your way. Until next time, I see you in the next episode. Peace.